After 60, something changes. Not just your age, your priorities. Many senior men reach a point where they ask a question they never considered when they were younger. Will this relationship bring me peace or take it away? For decades, they chased careers, built families, paid mortgages, raised children, and carried heavy responsibilities. Now, for the first time, their life belongs entirely to them. So, why are so many older men choosing not to start another romantic relationship? Why are they actively avoiding taking a girlfriend during what should be their golden years? Society assumes it is because they are bitter, or heartbroken, or afraid. But the answer has absolutely nothing to do with fear, and it has everything to do with experience. In the field of developmental psychology, the transition into a man's senior years involves a massive recalibration of his emotional baseline. He performs a brutal, objective audit of his life. And he realizes that the modern relationship dynamic often costs far more than it pays. Today we are going to explore the unvarnished reality of the mature masculine mind. We will dissect the 6 shocking, deeply psychological reasons why many senior men decide that staying single is the vastly wiser path. Unless a relationship truly, undeniably adds value to their lives. Let us uncover the truth. Point number 1, peace becomes infinitely more valuable than romance. When you are young, excitement feels priceless. You are biologically driven by testosterone and evolutionary imperatives to seek the dizzying highs of the honeymoon phase. A younger man will gladly endure a toxic, chaotic, emotionally draining relationship simply because the passion feels intoxicating. He mistakes friction for love. But after 60, peace becomes priceless. We must look at the biological reality of aging. The human nervous system, after decades of absorbing the shock waves of life, reaches a state of sensory fatigue. In clinical psychology, allostatic load refers to the physiological wear and tear on the body caused by chronic stress. Many senior men have finally, after a lifetime of labor, secured an environment that heals this stress. They experience quiet mornings, stress-free evenings, complete, absolute control over their daily routine. After decades of answering to a boss, a spouse, and society, they discover something they had been missing for years: inner peace. Because this peace is so profoundly healing, their entire paradigm shifts. The question is no longer, can I find someone? The question becomes, is this relationship worth giving up the sanctuary I've worked so incredibly hard to build? For most women in the modern dating market, the answer is a resounding no. The senior man refuses to trade his hard-won tranquility for a partner who brings unnecessary storms into his life. Point number 2, time becomes their most valuable, heavily guarded asset. We must address the stark mathematical reality of human mortality. A younger man operates under the dangerous psychological illusion of infinite time. If he makes a mistake or wastes 5 years in a miserable, toxic relationship, he writes it off as a learning experience. He believes he has an endless supply of tomorrows to recover. A senior man understands that time is fiercely finite. The Stoic philosophy of memento mori, remember you must die, becomes a lived reality. If he is fortunate, he has perhaps 15 or 20 healthy summers left. That realization completely changes how he approaches relationships. Every month matters, every birthday matters, every healthy morning matters. Because his time is a rapidly depleting currency, he becomes incredibly ruthlessly selective. He no longer has the patience to decipher passive-aggressive behavior. He refuses to endure unnecessary drama. He will not spend a single weekend arguing about trivial nonsense. He wants meaningful, peaceful experiences. And if a romantic relationship consumes more energy than it gives, if it requires him to waste his final, most beautiful years in a state of anxiety, he is completely comfortable walking away. He protects his time because it is the one asset he can never, ever earn back. Point number 3, they absolutely refuse to repeat old mistakes. To reach the age of 60 without suffering romantic trauma is a mathematical impossibility. Most senior men are veterans of reality. They have already learned incredibly difficult, painful lessons. They have survived broken trust, unbalanced relationships, constant, exhausting compromise. They know the devastating cost of ignoring red flags in the name of love. Many younger men believe that if they just try harder, they can fix a broken partner. But the senior man knows that you cannot love someone into respecting you. He has the empirical data. He has the psychological scar tissue. And because of this, he does not want to relive those experiences. Experience teaches them that hope is not a strategy, and romantic attraction is not enough to sustain a partnership. What matters now is fundamental compatibility, mutual respect, shared values, absolute honesty. If a senior man meets a woman and spots even a shadow of the toxic behavioral patterns that ruined his past, he does not wait around to see if she will change. He executes an immediate exit strategy. If those core qualities of respect and compatibility are missing, he simply decides not to begin the relationship at all. He refuses to hand a knife to a stranger just to see if they will cut him again. Point number 4. Retirement changes absolutely everything. Society views retirement simply as the act of leaving a job, but to a senior man, retirement is a profound psychological and economic threshold. It is the act of fiercely protecting the life you have spent 4 decades bleeding to build. When you are still in the wealth accumulation phase of your life, a financial mistake in a relationship is a setback. When you are retired on a fixed income, a financial mistake in a relationship is a death sentence. When a woman enters a senior man's life, she introduces massive new variables. Will she expect him to fund her lifestyle? Will she demand expensive vacations? If they move in together and the relationship fails, will cohabitation laws or a gray divorce allow a judge to strip him of half his net worth? Financial security, freedom, health, time. These are the pillars of his retirement. Many older men look at the modern dating market and ask themselves a brutal, highly logical question. Will this relationship actively improve my retirement, or will it complicate and endanger it? If a woman poses any threat to his financial infrastructure or his daily peace, the answer is clear. That question leads them to move much more slowly and make decisions with far greater care. For many, the risk of losing their empire simply outweighs the reward of having a girlfriend. Point number 5. They absolutely no longer need validation. One of the greatest, most liberating psychological changes that occurs after 60 is the development of unshakable confidence. Not a loud, arrogant, boastful confidence. A deep, quiet, impenetrable confidence. From a very young age, a man is conditioned to believe that his inherent value is 0. He is taught that he must become valuable by proving himself to women, by providing, protecting, and performing. A young man seeks relationships because female approval acts as a mirror, making him feel worthy. But as a man matures, he undergoes what Swiss psychiatrist Carl Jung called individuation. He internalizes his self-worth. Many senior men already know exactly who they are. They have survived their failures. They have proven their competence. They no longer need a woman's approval to feel valuable. They do not chase attention. They do not compete with other men for affection. And because they no longer need validation to survive, they completely stop accepting relationships that do not offer mutual, unconditional respect. If a woman attempts to manipulate him by withdrawing her attention, he remains completely unmoved. His self-respect renders the applause of a partner completely obsolete. Point number 6. Perhaps this is the biggest reason of all. They want a true partner, not another responsibility. Let it be known. Many senior men are still perfectly open to love. They have not closed their hearts. They do not hate women. But their definition of what a relationship should be has undergone a profound evolution. They are no longer looking for someone to rescue. They have spent their entire lives playing the fixer and the provider. They refuse to adopt a grown woman and manage her emotional instability, her debts, or her life crises. Nor do they want someone to rescue them. They are completely self-sufficient. They can cook, clean, manage their finances, and generate their own happiness. They want partnership. Two emotionally mature, independent people, sharing life, supporting one another, growing together without sacrificing their individual sovereignty. If they find a woman capable of that level of maturity, many are happy to open their hearts again. But if they don't find it, they are perfectly, delightfully comfortable remaining single. To the society that judges him, the solitary older man will always remain an enigma. They will continue to pity him, simply because they cannot comprehend his freedom. But the truth is written in his quiet smile. He has not surrendered to life. He has mastered it. He is protecting the peaceful life he has already built, and he will never apologize for guarding his sanctuary. If you are a man who has chosen the path of peace, know that you are not broken. You are the architect of your own freedom. I want to hear from you. Head down to the comments and tell me, which of these 6 reasons was the ultimate breaking point that made you stop chasing relationships? Your scars and your wisdom will help guide the younger men who are still fighting blindly through the storm. If you found value in this deep dive into male psychology, please hit the like button, subscribe to the Sage Academy channel, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss a lesson. Thank you for watching. Until next time, guard your sanctuary and enjoy your peace.